Yo, yo, yo. We are on another road trip, work trip. We are now heading up to Wisconsin. I was planning on driving down to, back home to Florida, but I saw that there were some storms on the horizon. In Wisconsin and other states, so I figured I'll just wait and see what happens. And so it turned out to be a fortunate thing for me, because it turned out that I do actually have work. So what ended up planning to be a week stay for Easter ended up being maybe 2.5 weeks, and now I'm driving up to Wisconsin rather than going back down to Florida. So there's that. Yeah, we're just driving up to Wisconsin right now. It's actually storming right now. Nothing crazy, it's just a lot of rain and lightning. But I'm going to get to my RV spot here in about 2 hours, or an hour and 30 minutes. I don't know, I just turned off my GPS because I have a straight drive for 130 miles, so I don't really need a GPS to tell me how to do that. Shocker, am I right? Considering I have a Gen Z brain and I don't know how to get anywhere without a GPS. But all that to say is I am pretty excited to be going on this work trip. I'm working with a new company now that I've been trying to get on with for probably the past 3 years, since my buddy told me about them. But they're a really small, like, tight-knit company, so they were very, very strict on who they pick to work with them. But I've already built a pretty good relationship with the managers there, and I actually had a meeting with one of the owners of the company, so that turned out well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's actually going to be a good time, because I'm working with insurance companies that I have plenty of experience with and that I've enjoyed working with in the past. And some new ones, which is going to be pretty fun, learning some new stuff. It's all part of the journey, and I'm here to document it. So we're looking forward to that. I'm going to be arriving at around 12 o'clock, and I'm going to set up my RV, get everything looking real good, and yeah, it's going to be a good time. I am really excited about this upcoming trip. Don't know how long it'll last. Might be a good bit, might be, just a couple weeks. But either way, the amount of planes that I have assigned to me right now is worth it to go up there. And it's only 2 hours away, so that's like nothing. But yeah, I've had a good time staying with my cousin, because his parents went on vacation, and so we kind of had a bunch of free time to do really a whole lot of nothing. Well, not really, because I had to do a couple things for work, but other than that, I was just playing some Overwatch, trying to rank up, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I like Wisconsin. It's nice up there. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, one of my buddies is heading up there too. We're staying at the same RV spot. I think it's going to be a pretty cool time. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm only 2 hours away from home, so every Sunday I'll just be able to go back, well, home, what used to be home, what always be home, deep down in my heart, even though I hate Illinois and I hate Chicago. So I'm only 2 hours away, so every Sunday I'll be able to go back to church and see all my friends there. And yeah, it'll be a cool time. I'll be able to, oh man, sorry, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, but I don't feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Alright, yeah. It's gonna be fun. I've got claims scheduled for tomorrow that I'm gonna get working on. I'm gonna have a good time. Enjoy the time in Wisconsin. I have pleasant memories in Wisconsin, and I have unpleasant memories in Wisconsin. And most of those unpleasant memories have to do with a woman. And I'll just leave it at that. Not that the time spent with that woman was unpleasant, but the fallout was pretty unpleasant. And so, yeah, we'll just leave it there. But that's okay, because I am I'm gonna have a bunch of work. I'm gonna have a bunch of good times. Man, this one guy, one friend from church freaking told me about these really nice pure like tobacco cigarettes that are only sold in certain states, and unfortunately their stock list is not in Wisconsin, so that is unfortunate that I am not going to be able to purchase a pack or a carton of those cigarettes. I would have brought back some for him just for putting me on to those, but you know, maybe I'll just make him a pack of my own. Who knows? Yeah, I'm looking forward to going up there. I know I keep saying that, but man, I love my job. I love the work that I do, and I get to have fun while I'm doing it. I'm on my own schedule as long as I'm meeting deadlines, dude. Easy. And we're working all hail claims. Done. This is gonna be a walk in the park. I'm going to absolutely kill it up here. And yeah, people up in Wisconsin are nice. The food in Wisconsin is nice. Excuse me. But other than that, I thought I'd just make this video, just talk about, you know, whatever, while I'm still driving up there. Heading out, you know, hour and a half, hour left to get up there, and so that's gonna be fun. It's raining. It's, you know, they were saying it's supposed to be storming pretty bad up here, but I don't know if it's really gonna be that bad as it was a couple of days ago. They got 3-inch hail, which is, you know, you're not gonna really miss anything with that. So let's just be glad about that, and I am. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be able to make it to this men's summit that my church is having down in Florida. But you know, you can't win them all. So what are you going to do? Unfortunately, it's kind of, you know, sad, but there's always next year or the next year. I'll just include the fee that I paid for the conference in part of my tithe to church. So let's let's go for that. Let's go for that. Yeah. If any of you know who says that, you would be super disappointed with his previous, his last performance. I'm talking about Yuri Prohaska, the samurai, who is the former champion of the lightweight division in the UFC, who said he was having mercy on his opponent because his opponent supposedly blew out his ACL in the fight, and he had mercy on him by letting him knock him out. Okay, don't know about that, but let's go for that. Man, he's a good fighter too. He's a really, really good fighter. So, yeah. What else? What has happened in the past couple of days? I mean, nothing really, man. I've just been enjoying my time back home. Being able to see my brother and his wife and their kids, my nephew and niece. It's been pretty fun. I've enjoyed my time back home. You know, I got some good, like, what's the word? Am I even, like, correctly driving right now? I think I am, yeah. I'm sorry, it's raining and, you know, the lanes kind of get blurred when you can't really see them. Okay, I'm not driving correctly. Now I am driving correctly. Yeah, being able to see them after my, like, not a hiatus, but my, you know, change of scenery ever since I moved. Man, I really hope my food doesn't go bad when I come back. That one's good. I've got meats in the freezer and fruits in the fridge. So I hope that the fruit doesn't spoil or anything like that. I took out the garbage before I left, so that's good. But other than that, I mean, I've got a Ring camera or Vivint camera, and so I don't have to. You can see if anyone is, you know, attempting to burglarize me. Gotta look out for those neighbors across from me after they stole my Uber Eats pizza. After that Indian gave them my pizza instead of delivering it on my front doorstep when I told him greenhouse, this address. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah, you know, I don't mind driving in this weather. It's pretty therapeutic here in the rain. I like hearing the rain when I'm sleeping. I might just crack the window open while I'm sleeping so I can hear the rain. And yeah, we're just cooling, dude. We're just cruising. Enjoying our time. Making the most of it, documenting everything. So this is the pre-work grind drive, which is much shorter than the drive up to Michigan from Florida, which was probably about like 20 hours. This is only 2 hours. So it's a nice change of pace. You know, I could, yeah. I don't have to worry about, you know, driving for 8 hours at a time. And, yeah, I get to, listen to a bunch of stuff. Listen to a bunch of Jay Dyer. He's this Orthodox guy, really good at like debating people Orthodox Christianity. I am not an Orthodox Christian, but I am very, I like the, what is it called? I like certain aspects of it. I don't like the, let's say I don't like certain things, but I really like their theological views. Oh, that was a nice lightning bolt. Yeah, I really like their views on certain theological points, whether it be the Trinity, the divinity of Christ, all kinds of stuff like that. I would pretty much say that I am a Western Christian, so I think the Filioque is very important. And the fact that Son proceeds from the Father. Which is where 1054 the East and the West is split because of their differences. But it's something that I respect them for standing for. Like, I think it was the Council of Florence. I don't think it was the Council of Constance. I think it was the Council of Florence where and I could be wrong here, but basically there was this council where the Orthodox and Catholic Church were like, can we please just settle our disagreement on this issue so that we could fight off the Muslim armies who are destroying our cities and killing our people. And for a moment, the Orthodox, I think, now trust me, I haven't brushed up on reading on this, but what I think is the Orthodox leaders and the Catholic leaders were like, okay, just so we could come together and, what is it called? Fight against this Muslim invasion. We will, we'll try to settle our differences here. But here's what I really like. The laity, the lay people, the congregants, or however you want to use the term, were so strong in their conviction of their belief that they were like, no, we are not going to bend the knee here and come to an agreement, because this theological topic is way too important to us. So I really respect the resolve of the Orthodox laity to be like, no, we're not doing this. So that is one thing that I really respect, which is an event in history that proves the conviction of these of the people who follow the Orthodox faith, which is a good thing. It's a good thing to have that kind of resolve if it's for the right things, if it's for the virtuous things. And the other things too, like I really like listening to this guy Father Spiderian, who talks about certain topics, whether it be like overcoming your passions as a human being and trying to become more like God. And their whole idea of theosis, which I think is in the church fathers, and I think that idea is you can make a good argument for that from Scripture. I think Peter talks about something about like attaining the divine nature, or like being like working towards attaining the divine nature. like God. We do not become God because God is alone, eternal, and omnipotent, omniscient. But we can, in this life and ultimately in our glorification as Christians in this life, become like God, and ultimately in glorification, once we are made wholly perfect, we attain to theosis, I guess is the best way of putting it. I don't want to say anything that will make me sound like a heretic. So I try to be very sure of what I'm saying, or very precise about what I'm saying. When I say that, it makes me think of, like, this is a really niche thing, but like there's this guy called Norm Finkelstein, who's like this guy who is like let's say he is against a war that is going on right now in the Middle East between two Middle East countries. And he talks really slow, but he made a point where he was like, now, if I am talking slow, it is because I want to be very precise with what I am saying. That's what it makes me think of. So yeah, I just want to be very precise with what I'm saying, so I don't sound or don't say anything that is heretical, because I don't want to say anything that is heretical. I want to represent God truthfully. I don't want to be what is it called? Lumped in with like people like Arius or any of the other. Well, I'm never going to be lumped in with Arius, because I mean, if you deny that Jesus is God, you are just denying any kind of consistency of what the scriptures say, and speaking of Jesus as God, all that kind of stuff. But all that to say, yeah, I don't want to say anything heretical, so I want to be very precise with my words. So I strive to do that. And it might just end up being that, I'll just be like, I'm just not going to speak on this issue because I don't know enough about it. Yeah, I don't want to, I don't want to do that. As I talk about ideas, I've always thought, like, to myself, do I ever really, like, is everything I know because I came to know it myself? Or is it because of people who have come before me, who are much more knowledgeable than I am, who have been a blessing to me, that have imparted their knowledge unto me? I don't know, like, because then it kind of just goes into like, well, then do I really know anything that I know, that I came to know myself? Or is everything that I know because I found it or learned it from someone else? And yeah, I don't know. For all this talk about knowing, I think I gotta say I don't know. But it's something that I've been like fighting with, especially recently, but I'm kind of erring on the side of, okay, I would rather that everything I know has been from other people who have thoroughly either dedicated their lives to a certain topic or thoroughly researched a topic. And so I am, it's almost as if everything in life is a faith move. You have faith that the ideas that you believe in are true. And there are things that, look, I might be completely rambling here, so bear with me. I mean, you could completely tune me out here. I'm just shooting the shit right now. I'm okay with the idea that everything that I've ever learned or everything that I know that is true or good has been from someone else. I'm okay with that, because if I was to rely on myself to, like if I was to sit down and think, I don't know if much would be, come out of that. Like, I don't know if much would come out of me sitting down and trying to write a book. Maybe. But, yeah, I'm okay with, relying on other people who have come before me as these, like, pillars to, especially with the idea of Christianity, like, all these people who have agreed with each other. Now, mind you, there have been very many things that people disagreed with each other about, but pretty much on, like, the core things, they have agreed with each other on. I am very comfortable with believing in that stuff, and trusting that these people were right. And so if these people were right and I believe in it, then the idea must be right. Not that it's right because I believe in it, but it's right because either their argumentation is sound or the ideas are true. And the ideas being true, especially like theologically, they would have to be consistent with Scripture. And I would say, in part, with the testimony of Christians throughout history. And I say in part because, when I think of things like the Catholic Church, like the Pope and stuff like that, that can't be true, because there is just no consistent early historical attestation. And you see this throughout history. You see this accretion, as Brother Gavin Ortlund would say, which starts to, it's like barnacles on a ship. They don't start right away, but they start to attach over time and make the ship look really ugly. So that's what I think happens on certain issues. And that's a big issue. Like, if you don't believe in the Pope, or if you don't think that the Pope is the vicar of Christ on earth, the Roman Catholics will not like you, or it will look at you with a bad eye, At least they should, because that's what their the canons or the dogmas of their church command them to do. Man, sometimes you get a good life, sometimes you get a bad life, but it makes you look like a dunce when you get a bad life. So yeah, I think that's all I'm going to talk about right now. I'm not going to do a freaking hour-long video where I'm just talking about this, that, and the other. I'm just going to drive for the rest of this time and listen to some stuff, maybe some music. And I don't really like having this light on while I'm driving. So this is just for the convenience of having good lighting in the video. Yeah, I think we'll just leave it at that. Christ is Lord.